After our exploits in the FA Cup, we return to league action and we're taking on Millwall. We'll talk about it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another match preview, this time looking forward to Blackburn Rovers league match up against Millwall down at the Den. Now we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, World Football related. We're going to all here under one roof. Now let's jump into the thick of things and take a look at the match in a bit more detail. It does take place this Saturday, which is the 12th of January, and I believe it's the evening kickoff, 5:30 UK time, 12:30 if you're on this side of the pond. Anyway, Millwall are managed by Neil Harris, who's doing a pretty good job of it as of late. Last season he managed to steal Millwall to 8th in the table. The key man for me this weekend for Millwall will be Jed Wallace. A bit of a creative maestro, can score goals as well. Now the two sides, last time that they met at the Den, ended up being a 2-2 draw on the 4th of November back in 2014. That was also in the Championship. Now over the years, the two sides have played 41 times in all competitions. Rovers winning 20 of them. We've drawn 11 of them, including the last one at Ewood Park, and we've lost 10 of them. Now let's take a look at the expected lineup, I think, for Millwall this weekend. It'll be a 4-4-2, perhaps, with Archer between the sticks, Meredith, Cooper, Wallace, and Romeo at right back. Ferguson, Tunnicliffe, Leonard, and Wallace across the midfield. And up top, Elliott and Gregory could start up top. Now, how about the top goal scorers thus far for Millwall? Well, Gregory leads the line with 9 goals. Williams is in there with 5. Elliott has 4. Ferguson has 4. As for the discipline, Wallace has 7 yellows. Hutchinson has 5. Leonard has 5. Elliott has 4. And as for the Reds, the only one man on the books with a red card to his name, and that is Leonard. Now, over the past 5 results, it looks like this one all coming into this in pretty good shape. 4 wins out of 5 games. Pretty tasty, including last time out the FA Cup match up against Hull City down there. 2-1 winners for Millwall to put them through into the hat for the next round. Then before that, they took on Ipswich Town on New Year's Day, and it'll be a 3-2 win at Portman Road. Before that, they beat Nottingham Forest, high-flying Nottingham Forest, 1-0 at the Den on the 29th of December. Before that, on Boxing Day, they also took on Reading at the Den. 1-0 win as well for Millwall. Big result. Looks like they've turned a massive corner of late. And all the way back on the 22nd of December, they took on Stoke City down at the 3-6-5, and they lost that one 1-0. Now, what about the next 5 fixtures? Well, obviously, next time out, they are taking on Blackburn Rovers right here, right now. We're talking about it. After that, they take on Middlesbrough away. 19th of January. After that, they take on Rotherham United on the 2nd of February, and that's back here at the Den. They also take on Swansea City at the Liberty on the 9th of February, and they'll wrap it up against Sheffield Wednesday at the Den on the 12th of February. Then there probably is an FA Cup match in there somewhere, but that's not included right now. Anyway, let's take a look at how I expect Rovers to line up on this one. Obviously, stick with the formation that Mowbray has put upon us, 4-2-3-1, with Ryan between the sticks, Williams, Lenihan, Mulgrew, and Bennett. Evans, Travis should secure a spot back in the team again because he's been phenomenal the past couple of games. Dak, Rothwell, Reed, and DG up top. Now, how about the statistics for Rovers? Well, Dak still leads the line with 13 goals to his name. Danny Graham has 9, just one shy of a double figures for him. Hopefully, he can get over the line maybe this weekend. Mulgrew has 8 as well, which is impressive from a centre-back. Armstrong has 5. As for the discipline, Bennett has 6 yellows, Evans has 6, Smallwood has 6, and Lennon has 6. And we have 2 players on the books with a red card to the name, and Smallwood, I still believe, is suspended for this match. Williams also had a red. Now, the last 5 fixtures for Rovers, not too great viewing, but we'll have a look at it anyway. Obviously, last time out, we drew with Newcastle down St James's Park. I had tickets, but we didn't go. And then before that, we took on West Brom. I was there, very excited, good game. I think we dominated it, 2-1 winners on New Year's Day. Before that, the 29th of December, we lost to Sheffield United. Don't want to talk about that. Before that, on Boxing Day, we lost to Leeds. Bit of a collapse on that one. Don't want to talk about it. And then all the way back on the 22nd of December, we took on Norwich. Bit of a collapse on that one. Don't want to talk about it. Anyway, the next 5 fixtures, though, for Rovers, obviously Millwall next. Then we take on Newcastle in the FA Cup on the 15th of January. Then we'll take on Ipswich Town at Ewood on the 19th of January before switching gears again to Hull City, also at Ewood Park, 26th of Jan. And then Brentford on the 2nd of February at Griffin Park. Question mark. I don't know what's gone on. Anyway, in the Championship, most recently, obviously, these are the last results. Obviously, since then, we've had the FA Cup matches. But any standouts? Obviously, Hull 6-0 smashing with Bolton. That was a bit of a smasher. Aston Villa drawing with QPR 2-2. Forest beating Leeds 4-2 as well. And Norwich drawing with Ipswich. Millwall, though, they beat Ipswich 3-2 in a bit of a scrappy one towards the bottom of the table. Anyway, let's take a look at what's going on this weekend. Leeds are up against Derby Friday night kickoff. That'll be fruity. Ipswich are up against Rotherham. bit of a relegation dog scrap as well. Reading up against Forest, Wigan up against Villa, Sheffield United against QPR, Birmingham against Middlesbrough, Hull City, who are on the horizon, up against Sheffield Wednesday, and West Brom taking on Norwich. How about the table? What does it look like right now? Well, Leeds still top of the pops with 2 points clear of Norwich, Sheffield United in third, West Brom fourth, Middlesbrough fifth, and Derby County are in sixth. As for the bottom three, it's currently Ipswich Town, bottom of the table, Reading and Bolton are opposition this weekend. Millwall are in 19th spot. A win for them could shoot them up as high as 17th spot. As for Rovers, we are in 15th spot, and a win for us this weekend could see as high as 12th, but let's not put the cart before the horse, if you know what I mean. Anyway, let's take a look at the statistics now of the top goal scorers within the league. First and foremost, we're going to look at the assist makers. Pablo Hernandez tops the pile with 10 assists. Lucas Jakowicz for Birmingham has 8 assists. Joe Holly has 7 for Forest. And Harvey Bounds tops the list of a lot of players with 6 assists, including Jake Cooper of Millwall. He's in there. Ono Hernandez, German. He's on Norwich's book. Conor Hoonahane is in there as well. Carvalho, Neil Mape, John McGinn. Some big names in there, but not one Rovers player in sight. Now, how about the top 10 goal scorer as well? Tammy Abraham tops the pile with 16 goals to his name. Well, he's actually joint top with Billy Sharp, who's also got 16 goals. Neil Mape, Timmy Pukki not far behind with 15. Lewis Grabin is out on his own on fifth spot with 14 goals. There's a whole list of them. Dwight Gale, Jay Rodriguez, Kemar Roof with 13 goals. Che Adams and Jared Bowen wrap up the top 10. Now, over the years, a number of players have played for both Blackburn Rovers and Millwall. Here are just 3 of them. Liam Feeney, that's right, winger extraordinaire. Not really a favourite of mine, if I'm honest with you. I never really set the place on fire. Most recently, I think he's on the books at Bolton. How about this guy, DJ Campbell? That's right, he could score some goals for some teams. Blackpool, I think, is probably his most standout season. But he was on our books as well, in a bit of a troubled era for DJ Campbell. Not really DJ Campbell, but a troubled era for Rovers. I think it was in the old... prior to Steve Keane, maybe during the Steve Keane era, I don't know. And then wrapping it up, one of the most familiar players that probably played for both Millwall and Rovers, it is Lucas Neal. That's right. A very good player he was for Rovers, right back for us, but he kind of left them with a bit of a sour taste in his mouth, a bit of a money grabber with Everton and West Ham towards the back end of his career. But anyway, enough said about that. If you want to check out a full list of all players that have played for both Blackburn Rovers and Millwall, check out my WordPress site, details that bad be in the old description below. Now you've heard a little bit what I have to say about the match. Now what you really want to hear is what the opposition fans have been talking about. And I'm joined here by Michael Avery, Millwall supporter. And he's here live via Skype. Now before we get into the thick things, if you don't mind telling my small corner of the YouTube audience something a little bit about yourself and why you support Millwall.
Small corner YouTube universe. Hello firstly, my name's Michael from the Millwall Sports Club. Yep, so Millwall fan, been a Millwall fan ever since I think I was in the womb. All these people say they were doing it, from first steps. But yeah, one of the few sort of newer generation, if you were a Millwall fan, who's been to the old and new den. Yes, the cliche blood is blue if you cut me, as they say.
Okay, so the Championship football returns this weekend after some FA Cup drama, and Millwall coming to this game fresh off the back of a victory in the FA Cup against Hull City, who are in form. They've turned a corner at the moment. So what was your reaction like to that game? The result for Fulham, Millwall, sorry. Slap my hand.
Well, firstly, I think we should rechristen the Hull City game the Shane Ferguson show. Yes. Because if it wasn't for a certain Fergie and his wonderful left foot, we probably wouldn't have gone through to the fourth round and had Everton in the next round of the Cup. So thank you, Mr. Ferguson, on behalf of Michael Avery here. But no, it's been a nice little run around the Christmas time. We was arguably, before the Reading game, absolutely dead and buried. So to have, I know one of them was a cup game, but to have 4 wins on the bounce, it's good to see. And this is where it picked up last season when we went on that massive run. So Blackburn could be another lamb to the slaughter of the Lions. You never know.
Could be, and we couldn't get you over the line in the first time around at Ewood, so it's going to be, and we're not going through the best bit of form. But anyway, so right for the people at home, we actually turned the corner now, starting to meet a few people second time around, so the questions are a little bit different. And now I'm going to do this kind of quick fire jobby and then throw some categories at you, and if you could just tell me who you think fits into these categories. Now I'm going to kick it off with who in your eyes is Millwall's currently best player?
Jed Wallace, without a shadow of Jed Wallace.
Jed Wallace. Now, how about your worst player on the books?
Oh, I couldn't possibly Ryan Tunnicliffe.
Ex-Rover, right? We had him on loan a little bit. Now, what about your most promising player on the books who could be worth a few quid in the future?
For me, he's not young, but for me it would be Aidan O'Brien. If he keeps the form he showed up a couple of years ago and last year, keeps it going, definitely Aidan O'Brien for me. He's the potential boy.
Now, I'm not too versed on if you made any signings over the season or who or when, but who would you say your best signing of the year has been?
See, that's another interesting one, to say the least, because I wouldn't say anyone's really shone at the moment. Ryan Leonard shows signs of promise. It's slightly few and far between with him, but he took the armband against Ipswich and has been signing. He's also a record signing. We finally got over the £1 million mark for a signing, so we got out the party poppers. So I'll go for Ryan Leonard.
Ryan Leonard. I think I remember wasn't he at Southend before? I think.
Oh yeah, Southend. I think he had a cup of tea up at Sheffield United, and it came to us. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he scored. He might have scored against us for Southend when we were in League One last year. So got to keep an eye on him. Okay, what about your worst signing? Anyone that kind of failed to live up to any promise?
See, now you've put me in a position. I would possibly say, please don't too much, Murray Wallace, only because he had so much potential and there was a lot of talk from him at Scunthorpe United, and I don't think he's lived up to it yet. And that's not a reflection on him as a person. I'm sure he's a lovely person who goes around kissing babies and stroking kittens, but he needs to do a bit more on the football pitch for me. Sorry, Murray, I'm not on your Christmas card list now.
All right, what about, who is your favourite player right now on the Millwall squad?
My favourite player right now? It's going to be Jed. I mean, he completely changes the game when he comes on. And advice to Blackburn Rovers, if there's anyone from the team watching your small corner of the YouTube universe, you keep Jed quiet. We're not the same side, but I don't think that's a very well kept secret.
Okay, now what about who would we not want to come across in a dark alley someplace somewhere? Who's the hard nut within the Millwall boys?
Well, I wouldn't say he's necessarily known as a hard nut, but our Mr. Nasty, which is the most political way of putting it, is probably Steve Morrison. He's the type, if he won £100 million on the lottery, he'd be ringing up Camelot to complain it wasn't 110. And he doesn't seem like a particularly nice bloke, if I'm honest, but we love him. He's our not nice bloke, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
But we love the Silver Fox.
So who's your most overrated player?
This is outrageous. I think at the moment, it would possibly be. Oh God, this one's going to probably James Meredith at the moment, because I mean he had a stellar season last season, and he made the World Cup squad, rightly so. He was amazing, but I think there is an argument he's living off past reputation a little bit. So again, if I know this is a bit quick firing and I'm elaborating a bit too much, but if we had if our players lived up to the potential, none of them would be overrated. They'd all be massively underrated, because they was a fantastic bunch last season. But I think there's one or two who are still living on last year's glory, and Mr. Meredith may be one.
Oh, well, these are fair, honest opinions, which I appreciate. Now, what about your most underrated player? Who doesn't get a lot of credit when she should do?
Who doesn't get a lot of credit? I'd say he had a good start to the season where he got the rightful plaudits, but I'd say recently, in recent weeks, it probably would be maybe Jake Cooper. Jake Cooper, he's been quite a solid defender, considering we've conceded a lot of goals, which is also the same amount as you guys have conceded, I noticed earlier on. But whoop, burn. But he's been one of the steady defenders. So in a team where you concede a lot of goals and you've not been winning too well, the defenders get a bit of stick, and I think it's been a little bit unfair on Mr. Cooper, if I'm honest.
Okay. Now, what about go back through the years? Who is your ultimate favourite Millwall player?
Oh, well, see, a lot of people might say Neil Harris because of his two spells, or Timmy Cahill because of the FA Cup goal. For me, it's that bog standard average, but we absolutely love him, Keith Stevens, Millwall man, ex-manager, Rhino, didn't touch any of it off anyone. Absolutely loved him. He was my personal favourite. His first touch was further than I could clear it, but I liked him.
Okay, what about looking at the championship as a whole, is there a player that you wish you could swipe from one of the opposition that you maybe played against already?
I wouldn't necessarily say. I mean, I know we've got a few players who are pretty tasty, and Ipswich's goalkeeper, I can't remember his name now, rather long name that isn't familiar on the shores of the UK, unfortunately, but he's a very tasty player. But I wouldn't say there's anyone in the championship so far that's massively set the league alight, if I'm totally honest. I think that we arguably had the best championship or underrated striker last season. You know, they might have relegated Tom Bradshaw when we signed him, but I wouldn't say there's many players at the moment who could make Millwall a better side if we lived up to our potential. If possible. Maybe I think his name's Timu Puku or something like that, who's at Norwich. He tends to bang him in. If I had guns to my head, I'd probably choose him.
He's on form right now. Yeah, he put one past us as well. Okay, so where do you ultimately think you'll finish in the league this season?
See, I ultimately finished from where I want to finish. A different thing. Ultimately finished is, I'd say, around sort of like 15th, 16th. I think a sort of mid to lower half finish is realistic for Millwall if we keep the run on. Where I want to finish, that dotted line, I would take one goal above that dotted line. I would take one yellow card less than the team in third from bottom above that dotted line. As long as we don't go down to League One again, I could not care less where we finish.
I don't think you'll
or top. Top.
I don't think you'll be safe as houses. I think you'll be all right. I think there's much worse teams at the moment in the league. So Bolton being one of them. So you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Okay. Well, who's the team that you hate the most in the championship right now?
I was good you didn't say in football, because I was just going on some mad tirade about a team that's not too far away from it. I would probably say it has to be Leeds. Can't stand Leeds. Absolutely despise Leeds United. It's one of those strange things with Millwall fans have somehow taken over Crystal Palace as a local rival. Well, I wouldn't say local, but they've taken them over as a rival. Horrible team, horrible people, horrible kit, horrible manager, stupid badge. But apart from that, they're all right.
Yeah, I'm in much agreement with you there, because I cannot fathom. Yeah, Leeds, as they're right now, they're more worse than ever because they're so cocky and arrogant. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Anyway, okay, cut straight to the chase now. What's the final score going to be this Saturday? I think it's the late kick-off. Millwall gets Rovers. What's the final score going to be?
I would say, seeing as neither of us are scoring many and we're conceding loads, 4-3. No,
4-3. That'd be a better.
That'd be a great one, wouldn't it? I'll say realistically, optimistic 2-1 Millwall.
2-1 Millwall. Okay, well, thank you very much, Michael, for joining me today. And hopefully we can get some feedback from you after the match, if that's possible.
Yep, depends how the result goes. No, I'm only joking, of course. Be glad to.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. If you want you don't mind me if I share your details in my description below? Is that all right? Your Twitter or anything like that?
Yep, absolutely fine, mate.
Yeah, if you want more details, want to catch up with Michael on the Twitter, link to his platform, his profile will be in the description below. Anyway, until then, I'm going to let you get out of here, Michael.
Cheerio.
Awesome. You've heard a little bit what I have to say about the match. You've heard what the opposition fans have got to say about the match. What you really want to hear is what Cass the Cat's got up her sleeve. What she predicted for the Millwall Rovers game. Here it comes now. That's pretty much all I've got for you today, folks. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a good old thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We're going to all here under one roof. And also make sure to check out the description. Links to my other social media platforms are in there, Twitter and Facebook, so you can check me out on the go, boys and girls. But yes, this is a tough one. I think Millwall have turned a massive corner. Obviously, 4 wins out of 5. ain't too shabby, boys and girls. Ain't too shabby indeed. And I don't think a draw would be an embarrassment. I think a draw will be a strong result. The Den is obviously a real tough place to go for any team. And obviously, most recently, if they've turned a corner, like what my guest said earlier, this was about the time last season when they flicked the switch and they kind of went on an amazing run towards the top end of the table and ultimately finishing in 8th. Could lightning strike twice for Millwall and then kickstart the season? But hopefully the boys will be happy. You know, we did not beat Newcastle, but we gave them a game and we're forced to replay. But ultimately, the past 2 games, it's looked a little bit better from Rovers. I'm hoping we continue that and continue our good start to 2019 with a game against Millwall. I'm hopefully we can come away with something from this game and maybe kickstart a nice little run for ourselves, because obviously we took on a lot of big boys. We took on Norwich, we took on West Brom, Sheffield United and Leeds, 4 of the top 5 teams within the league over the Christmas period, and we didn't do great, but they're done now, and we've got a good session of games that we could possibly get some points on the board and maybe get back into those top 10 spots and maybe push for something a little bit crazy. But anyway, that's all I've got for you today, folks. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, new to the channel, smash the subscribe. Until I see you again, I'm out of here. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.